Welcome to Memory Scope. Subscribe for more historical photos. In the early 1940s, Japanese Americans lived in internment camps across the Pacific Northwest. A stark reminder of wartime prejudice, forced relocation, and the resilience of families enduring harsh conditions while stripped of their freedom. A Native American Mother and Child, 1902, a quiet, intimate portrait capturing family bonds, cultural identity, and the daily life of indigenous peoples at the turn of the 20th century. Between 1970 and 1973, Houston electrician and candy factory worker Dean Corll, dubbed the Candy Man, kidnapped, sexually assaulted, and murdered at least 28 boys and young men with the help of 2 teenage accomplices before being fatally shot by one. Pope Francis, then Jorge Mario Bergoglio, rides the subway in Argentina, a humble moment reflecting his down-to-earth nature, shaped by a youth that included working as a nightclub bouncer before his rise to the papacy. In 1959, Jamie Lee Curtis visits her father, Tony Curtis, on the set of Some Like It Hot. This behind-the-scenes moment captures a personal family connection amid the making of one of Hollywood's most iconic and enduring comedies. In 2011, Disney cruise worker Rebecca Coriam was last seen on CCTV, pacing while making a distressed phone call. Hours later, she vanished, and her body was never recovered, leaving a mysterious and unresolved case that captured international attention. In 2003, British biologist Kirsty Brown tragically died while snorkeling near Antarctica's Rothera research station. Attacked by a leopard seal that clamped its jaws around her head and dragged her 230 feet underwater, she remains the only recorded human fatality from such an encounter. In 1995, 13-year-old Thad Phillips was kidnapped from his home by Joe Clark, known as the Bonebreaker Killer. Held captive for nearly 2 days, his legs were brutally broken, yet he survived, escaped, and eventually regained the ability to walk. A girl attends a May Day parade in Lviv, Ukraine, 1968, a glimpse into Soviet-era celebrations where public displays of unity and labor pride were marked by festive gatherings and patriotic pageantry. The last public execution by guillotine took place on June 17, 1939, in Versailles, France, marking the end of a grisly chapter in French history and the final use of this notorious method of capital punishment in a public setting. In 1980, Lindy Chamberlain poses with her daughter, Azaria, at Uluru, Australia. Later that night, Azaria disappeared during a camping trip. Lindy's claim that a dingo took her child led to a wrongful life sentence, though evidence eventually proved her story true. A woman from Zanzibar poses for a solo portrait in the 1890s, a rare glimpse into personal identity and cultural expression during a period when photography was still an emerging medium in the region. In 1955, teenagers were asked about their preferences for a future spouse in a feature titled The One I Marry, reflecting mid-20th century attitudes toward love, marriage, and the aspirations of young people in post-war society. A woman sits amid the ruins of Cologne, Germany, 1945, a haunting scene capturing the devastation of World War II, the human cost of bombing, and the resilience of civilians in the aftermath of conflict. A personal glimpse showing my mother around 1977 and today, a contrast spanning decades, capturing the passage of time, changes in style, and the enduring presence of family across generations. A 102-year-old man has driven the same 1928 Rolls-Royce for 82 years. An extraordinary testament to longevity, dedication, and the enduring craftsmanship of a classic automobile across generations. Around 1900 in Armenia, Patriarch Harutyan Vehibedian led the Armenian Church. His leadership marked a significant chapter in the nation's religious history, guiding the faithful through a period of profound cultural and spiritual continuity. Around 1910 in California, a team of loggers worked across the immense trunk of a giant sequoia tree. Their long saw cut slowly through the ancient wood, capturing a moment from America's early era of industrial logging. On September 20, 1917, in Belgium, German soldiers were captured by the Australian Army. The scene reflected the shifting tides of World War I, as exhausted men emerged from battlefields marked by mud, wire, and relentless artillery fire. Around 1905 in New York City, lines of laundry stretched between crowded tenement houses. Billowing sheets and garments filled the narrow spaces, revealing the daily rhythms of urban life amid the city's growing immigrant neighborhoods. In 1943, over the Pacific Ocean, an American Douglas SBD Dauntless dive bomber crash-landed on a carrier's flight deck. The colorized image captures a tense moment of wartime aviation, frozen in vivid, restored detail. In 1936, the Westinghouse Electric and Manufacturing Company built an elevator parking garage in downtown Chicago's business district. Designed to hold 48 cars, it demonstrated modern engineering efficiency and reflected the city's rapid embrace of technological innovation. In 1904 in Ireland, a group of field hockey players posed for a photograph. Dressed in traditional uniforms and holding their sticks with pride, they captured an early moment in the sport's growing international history. In 1900, in Boston, Lincolnshire, England, a postman delivered mail while riding a penny-farthing bicycle. Balancing atop the towering wheel, he represented a distinctive moment in the evolution of communication and early postal transport. In 1927, during the Tour de France, cyclists smoked cigarettes as they raced across grueling terrain. The image captures a striking contrast, athletic endurance alongside the casual habits of a very different sporting era. In 1919, soldiers of the 369th Infantry, the famed Harlem Hellfighters, returned to New York wearing France's Cross of War medals. The colorized image honors their valor and the pride of African American service in World War I. Around 1930, an overhead view of 36th Street in New York captured crowds moving through the city's bustle. The colorized image reveals vivid details of urban life during a vibrant and transformative era in America. In 1899, in Omaha, Nebraska, a policeman held Herbert Cochran in a headlock during his mugshot. Arrested on burglary charges, Cochran's restrained pose offers a rare glimpse into early law enforcement practices in America. In 1881, in Japan, photographer Baron Raimund von Stillfried captured a hand-colored portrait of a Japanese man in traditional armor. The image preserves a vivid meeting of artistry, cultural identity, and early photographic craftsmanship. Around 1931, an aerial photograph looking south over Manhattan revealed New York's soaring skyline. The image captures the city at the height of its architectural rise, where ambition and modernity shaped an enduring urban icon. In 1908 in Minnesota, an Ojibwe man was photographed spearfishing, a traditional practice rooted in skill and heritage. Colorized by Jared Enos, the image vividly restores a moment of cultural continuity and connection to nature. In 1962, workers trimmed the world's tallest yew hedge at the Bathurst Estate in the Cotswolds, England. Planted in 1720 by the first Earl of Bathurst, the immense hedge stood as a living monument to centuries of care. In 1932, in Paris, the cyclomer was introduced, an experimental amphibious bicycle designed to travel on both land and water. Though inventive, the unusual creation never gained popularity, remaining a curious symbol of early 20th century innovation. In 1945, a crowded ship entered New York Harbor carrying American soldiers returning from World War II. The scene reflected relief and celebration as thousands came home from years of conflict to a nation awaiting peace. In 1865, a crowded omnibus made its way through the streets of London. Filled with passengers from all walks of life, it captured a moment from the city's early era of public transportation and urban bustle. In 1916, an Italian Alpine regiment crossed a glacier high in the Italian Alps during World War I. Surrounded by ice and snow, these soldiers endured extreme conditions while fighting in one of history's most demanding mountain campaigns. In 1881, in Kankakee, Georgia, a man stood beside a massive container used for storing wine. The image reflects the region's ancient winemaking traditions, where craftsmanship and culture have long shaped the art of viticulture. In 1910, the steamship Princess May ran aground in thick fog off the coast of Alaska. Miraculously, all of the nearly 150 passengers and crew survived, leaving behind one of maritime history's most striking photographs. In Domini's 1893, 3 Princeton University students posed after a spirited snowball fight in New Jersey. Their snow-covered clothes and bright expressions captured a light-hearted glimpse of college life in a bygone winter. In 1921, in Washington, D.C., a group of people gathered around a car wreck, observing the aftermath of an early automobile accident. The colorized image reveals a vivid snapshot of America's rapidly changing streetscape. In 1950, in France, a man tasted Coca-Cola for the first time. The moment captured the arrival of an American icon in post-war Europe, symbolizing a meeting of cultures through one of the world's most recognizable beverages. From the 2nd century BC, a mosaic from Alexandria, Egypt, depicts a dog beside an overturned pitcher. The artwork reflects the era's refined craftsmanship and the enduring human connection to everyday scenes and loyal companions. In 1978, at the top of Leeson Street in West Belfast, a young boy was photographed holding a stone during a riot. The image powerfully conveys the tension and turmoil of Northern Ireland's conflict-ridden years. In 1921, Tulsa, Oklahoma, became the site of the Tulsa Race Massacre, one of the most devastating acts of racial violence in U.S. history. Over 2 days, white mobs destroyed the prosperous black neighborhood of Greenwood, leaving hundreds dead and thousands displaced. In 1918, in the Netherlands, children attended an open-air school despite the freezing cold. Bundled in coats and scarves, they studied outdoors as educators sought fresh air to prevent illness during a challenging winter. In 1933, during the Great Depression, a Hooverville stood in Central Park, New York City. Makeshift shacks and tents sheltered the unemployed, symbolizing the hardship and resilience of Americans facing economic devastation. In the 1950s, teen fashion reflected a spirit of youth and rebellion. Girls wore poodle skirts and sweaters, while boys favored leather jackets and cuffed jeans, styles that defined a new, confident generation coming of age. In 1935, Queen Elizabeth, later known as the Queen Mother, was captured in her early years as consort to King George II. Poised and graceful, she embodied the dignity and stability of Britain's royal family during a changing era. In 1905, stylish beachgoers gathered along the shore, dressed in elegant, modest swimwear of the era. Their parasols, hats, and layered garments reflected a time when seaside leisure met the refined fashion of the early 20th century. In 1852, one of the earliest known selfies was taken, capturing a rare moment of self-portraiture in photography's infancy. The image reflects both curiosity and innovation at a time when the medium itself was still being discovered. In 1908, a young miner in West Virginia stood covered in coal dust after a long day underground. His weary expression captured the harsh realities of child labor during America's early industrial era. In 1907, a Texas dugout stood as a humble home on the frontier. Built from earth and timber, it reflected the resilience and resourcefulness of settlers who carved out lives in the vast, unforgiving landscape. Before it burned down in 1907, sailors visited the cliff house overlooking the Pacific in San Francisco. The photograph captures a final glimpse of the iconic seaside landmark, once a proud symbol of the city's coastal charm. In 1899, 3 tough chainmakers posed for a photograph, their faces and hands marked by hard labor. The image stands as a powerful testament to the strength and endurance of industrial workers at the turn of the century. In 1947, a young girl was photographed with an innocent smile that reflected the optimism of the post-war years. Her simple charm captured a moment of childhood joy in a world beginning to rebuild and heal. In 1922, 3 friends posed atop a Chevrolet, embodying the carefree spirit of a new automotive age. The image captures a moment of adventure and pride as America embraced the freedom of the open road. In 1877, a chimney sweep and his young assistant paused from their grimy work for a photograph. Their soot-covered faces reveal the harsh realities of a trade defined by endurance, grit, and early industrial labor. When gasoline cost just 15 cents a gallon, America was on the move. The image recalls an era of open roads, chrome cars, and a growing love affair with driving that defined mid-century life. In the early 1900s, a woman smiled into a mirror to take one of history's earliest selfies. Her joyful expression captured a rare, candid moment, blending curiosity, confidence, and the emerging wonder of photography. In the 1920s, a rural schoolroom captured a glimpse of early education in America. The students sit attentively, while the teacher's expression, stern yet patient, reflects the discipline and dedication of the era's classroom life. In 1877, a couple in Deadwood stood amid the rugged Dakota frontier, likely drawn by the promise of gold. Their determined gaze reflected the hope and hardship that defined America's great gold rush era. In 1910, a hard-working boy in Vermont was photographed after a long day's labor. His worn clothes and steady gaze revealed the resilience of youth during a time when childhood often meant hard work and responsibility. In the 1940s, a young woman's portrait was tucked inside someone's locket, a keepsake carried close to the heart. The image speaks of love, longing, and the quiet connections preserved through wartime separation. In 1886, children in a Lower East Side schoolroom in New York sat crowded together, eager to learn. The photograph captures a moment of hope and determination amid the challenges of immigrant life in the growing city. In 1919, a food truck served hungry crowds on busy city streets, offering quick meals from its compact kitchen. The image captures an early glimpse of street food culture taking shape in post-war America. In 1930, a cameraman filmed over Baker Street in London, capturing the bustling city below. The photograph offers a glimpse into early filmmaking and the effort to document urban life during a dynamic era of change. In 1918, Leola King became America's first female traffic cop, directing cars and pedestrians with authority on city streets. Her pioneering role marked a significant step for women in law enforcement and public service. In 1924, a rare photograph captured the interior of the original Harley-Davidson factory. Workers assembled motorcycles by hand, showcasing the craftsmanship and innovation that would define an iconic American brand. In 1942, Anne Frank peeked out from her family's flat in Amsterdam. The photograph offers a brief, humanizing glimpse of the young girl whose diary would later reveal the profound personal impact of life in hiding during World War II. In 1887, the Eiffel Tower rose from the Parisian skyline under construction. The photograph captures the monumental engineering effort behind what would become an enduring symbol of innovation and architectural ambition. In the early 1900s, a woman spoke into a hand-crank oak telephone, connecting with distant friends or family. The image captures the early days of telecommunications and the curiosity surrounding this groundbreaking technology. In 1912, Manhattan firefighters battled a blaze at the Equitable Life Building amid a heavy snowstorm. The dramatic scene highlights their bravery and determination, fighting flames under harsh winter conditions in the heart of New York City. In the 1920s, protesters marched through Chicago against prohibition, voicing opposition to the nationwide alcohol ban. The photograph captures the tension and defiance of a society divided over law, personal freedom, and the era's changing social norms. In 1977, one of the last photographs of Charlie Chaplin was taken, capturing the legendary actor and filmmaker in his final years. The image reflects a life that profoundly shaped cinema and global popular culture. In 1978, Bob Marley was photographed playing soccer, a sport he loved deeply. The image reveals a lighter, playful side of the iconic musician, showing his passion for the game alongside his enduring influence in music and culture.